A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant political maneuver, the Texas State Senate, under Republican leadership, has approved new congressional maps that are set to reshape the political landscape ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. The approval comes after a lengthy and contentious process that saw fierce opposition from Democratic lawmakers, who have vowed to challenge the new maps in court. The newly drawn districts are designed to bolster Republican representation in Congress, a move that has drawn national attention and sparked a broader conversation about redistricting practices across the country. The vote, which took place shortly after midnight on Saturday, passed along party lines with an 18-11 tally, following over 8 hours of heated debate. Governor Greg Abbott, a staunch supporter of the redistricting plan, is expected to sign the maps into law shortly. Abbott's endorsement is bolstered by backing from former President Donald Trump, who has been vocal about the need for Texas to revise its congressional districts to add 5 additional Republican seats. The newly approved maps adjust the boundaries of congressional districts in major urban centers and along the Texas-Mexico border, effectively creating 30 districts that Trump won by substantial margins in the last election. Currently, Republicans hold 25 of Texas's 38 congressional seats, and this strategic redistricting aims to enhance their grip on power in a closely divided House of Representatives. Democratic leaders have expressed outrage over the Republican-led redistricting process, arguing that it undermines democratic principles and sets a dangerous precedent by redrawing district lines before the typical 2031 timeline. They contend that the new maps disproportionately disadvantage minority communities, a claim that Republicans have vehemently denied. This is not democracy, this is disgraceful, State Senator Sarah Eckhart tweeted following a failed Democratic filibuster attempt. In a bid to delay the Senate vote, Democrats had initially planned a filibuster, led by State Senator Carol Alvarado, who announced her intention to speak for several hours against the bill. However, Republican procedural maneuvers thwarted this effort, allowing the Senate to proceed with the vote. Alvarado's plans were further complicated when the Senate took a long dinner break, and upon returning, Republicans accused her of violating Senate rules by attempting to fundraise during the filibuster. The approval of the new maps in Texas has ignited a wave of redistricting efforts in other states, with California Democrats already proposing their own changes as a form of political retribution. Unlike Texas, where legislative action is sufficient to change congressional maps, California's proposal requires voter approval in a special election this fall. Governor Gavin Newsom has quickly signed the legislation, setting the stage for a potential showdown between the two states. Abbott has criticized California's redistricting efforts, calling them a joke and asserting that Texas's new map is constitutional, while predicting that California's would likely be overturned in court. This ongoing battle over redistricting not only highlights the contentious nature of American politics, but also underscores the strategic importance of congressional maps in shaping the balance of power in Washington. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the implications of Texas's redistricting efforts are already being felt. Democratic Representative Lloyd Doggett, a long-serving member of the Texas congressional delegation, has announced that he will not seek re-election if the new map takes effect, as it would overlap his district with that of another Democratic incumbent, Greg Casar. Trump's influence in pushing for the redistricting has prompted similar calls for action in other Republican-controlled states, including Indiana and Missouri, where GOP leaders are considering revisions to their congressional maps. Ohio Republicans are also set to revise their districts to create a more favorable environment for their candidates. Historically, redistricting occurs once every decade, following the census. However, the current political climate has led to an unprecedented number of states attempting to redraw their maps mid-decade. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that while partisan gerrymandering is permissible, using race as a basis for redrawing district lines is not allowed under the Constitution. As the dust settles on this latest round of redistricting, all eyes will be on Governor Abbott as he prepares to sign the new maps into law. The outcome of this political battle will not only impact Texas, but could also set a precedent for how congressional districts are drawn across the nation in the future. With Democrats poised to challenge the new maps in court, the fight over redistricting is far from over. and the stakes have never been higher as both parties gear up for the critical midterm elections ahead. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.